Hey, you little fuzzy-headed rooster. Uh-oh. So here we are. Welcome to Eat Your Backyard. Got my little rooster chick. And he's overlooking some four-leaf clovers on the edge of the herbaceous understory of my food forest in Central Florida. Hopefully you will forgive the quality of this phone. Lots of high-definition videos and content all the time on the channel, so go check that out as well. I'll try to remember to leave some links throughout this video. Yeah, so off to a great Sunday morning. I went out surfing. You can see, got the flop still on, still in the board shorts. What a great morning. The older I get, the more I enjoy small, glassy solitude out on the surf. I paddled about a quarter mile down the beach and back and found some little spots that were just sort of kind of doing something fun. It was just great. Saw 100-pound tarpon. I stopped counting the sea turtles. There's so many of them. Lots of birds dive bombing on the outside. Not like these birds. Which usually means sharks. Yeah, so just kind of a lazy Sunday morning because later we've got to go watch my youngest daughter's volleyball game, which is super fun. I love volleyball. It's a fun sport. It's fun sport to watch. I never really watched it. It's interesting. These birds are constantly exploring their pecking order. So, yeah, what's new in the backyard? Well, still have not completed the entire paving situation, but I finished the design. I'm going to basically follow this red brick approach all the way around the outside here. And that's something I can easily do because despite a back injury I had years ago, I can lift this size brick one at a time and bring it back here without sustaining the injury, which I'm sure to sustain if I were to do what I used to do in my youth, which would be to try to carry the maximum amount to shorten the amount of trips. Now I know a little better. Grilled chickens. Yeah, I did a YouTube short on grilled chickens. These chickens like this janky grill that we put back here. They love it by this air conditioning unit. It's breezy. But they spend a lot of time just sitting up on that old grill. I had just placed it there, forgot about it. There they go. This is going to be the healthiest areca palm that ever lived. Chicken manure all around it. I'm gonna just get up there and relax, preen. I almost took a drive down to Barbados yesterday. By the way, I have a whole collection of videos I'm getting ready to release on the channel that are longer content things. Also looking into a number of collaborations. Some viewers had been pointing out, thank you by the way, you know who you are. That would be a good idea, and there are a number of cool YouTube channels that I would love to interact with and collaborate with, so I'm going to explore that this year. That's going to make my life enriched. Yeah, and the mangoes continue to just defy logic. How there could be so many. Tommy Atkins. I like it when you can see the, some of the wax. They have this waxiness to them. But with a little, you can see I hurt my thumb. Chicken coop injury. Get to see the shininess, the beauty of the fruit. And this phone doesn't do it justice, but some of the videos I will. We'll do a harvest video as well, see how much we get. I've got some key people I want to give these mangoes to, some of them. And I'm guessing probably another, 2 weeks till they're ready to pick. One thing I did finally do was I dealt with this tamarind tree sprout situation I had going on here. I threw this is chicken bedding that I put down, just some old chicken bedding, and well, anyway, I threw a pot of tamarind seeds there that I didn't think were growing, and they all sprouted. So now I planted a number of them. So I'm adding to my collection. These carambola trees are really looking good. Now this is about 5 months of growth. But they're doing well. A challenge beyond challenges to keep any potted plant from becoming bone dry in Florida this time of year. This is on the southern end of my yard, which means it gets the most shelter from the sun, but the sun is almost directly overhead, so they get full sun. Here are some of those tamarind trees that I planted. Hawaiian papaya and other tamarinds. I'm hoping they make it. I had so many of them sprout that I just finally put all the ones that had sprouted into this container and put soil around them. But I have a lot more I could pot. There's some point where you're just too much. But I know, you can actually use, if you grow them like microgreens like this, you can actually use the leaves to make Thai sour soup. I want to try one of those. Eat your backyard. That's really good. Wow, tamarind leaves are delicious. They're like, just sour, like that sourness. I like it in a good way, sour. You can see why you'd use it for soups. Yeah, and if you can just sprout them easily, if you figure out the way to sprout them easily, which eluded me for a while, then you can grow basically tamarind sprouts just like microgreens. Little trees, micro trees. Really cool idea. So I didn't have the heart to just yard waste them, or compost them actually now. Old term. My yard waste is almost non-existent at this point. At this stage in the integration of some of the deeper concepts of permaculture, I've liberated from the yard waste can. I just did put one out to the curb last week, but it was only the branches, the large branches and stuff I couldn't break down and compost. And that had gathered up over months. So it's amazing the reduction in output from your yard. I cannot wait to take those two big, beautiful compost bins and harvest all that soil. That is going to be a bumper crop of soil, which I plan to put into this bed, which has been almost completely decimated by the chickens. I could have avoided it, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying chickens love those carrot greens. You see the carrots are still trying to grow through, but they're all trampled down now. The beets, which I was fine with them eating, the beet greens, they can have all that. They got annihilated too, which is kind of cool to see them eat vegetables from the yard. They didn't touch the red roselli. They like the moringa. It got pounded, but I'm gonna put a chicken wire ring around that because that's the one thing I wanted to keep. They can't get to the pigeon pea, so that's doing just fine. I'm sure they would love to chew on that as well. It's interesting, trying several different ways to grow these things. So this is one I'd recommend to everybody. In fact, all these things I've got here are new for me this year, and I'm loving them. The high protein pigeon pea, it's like a staple food for anybody who wants to have some kind of ongoing protein capability in your yard. There's the moringa, which is basically the leaves are, it's not a very good example there because it's been chicken chewed, but The leaves can be dried and used for tea. That's something like the best multivitamin you've ever experienced. And then there's the roselli, which is just delicious like cranberries. The flowers of the roselli and the stalks of it make incredible cordage. Cordage. I always have a hard time saying that word. Rope, fiber. Yeah, I'm happy about the roselli growth. It's actually starting to now take off a little bit. And it's got that ultra redness in the stem. I bought a packet of, I'll try to I never remember to do this. I'll try to remember to put a link in the video description, but just use one of the any of the links, and you can get to, you know, Amazon. And yeah, anyway, that's where I got a packet of seeds, and they weren't that expensive, like maybe $6 or something. But every single seed I purchased sprouted. I mean, there might have been a few that I didn't notice, but it seemed like that. Really high sprout rate, and they've struggled through the little bit of the salty irrigation that gets on them, but they seem to be winners. I always worry about aphids with hibiscus, because that's a type of hibiscus flower, but it's just the delicious edible cranberry flavored one. I have a hibiscus over here as well, and it's actually now, for the first year in a while, coming back. They get aphids so bad, and it's just a non-stop struggle to keep the aphids off if you are into that kind of thing. And I don't use any chemicals, so could spray oils on them and all that kind of stuff, but still, it's like, why? My method is just provide them with so much nutrients that you get the natural systems going around them, and if they live, they live. If they don't, they don't. But that hibiscus this year, because I've just been raining, also give it plenty of water so it's strong enough to fight the good fight. This has gotten loads of bunny manure, worm tea, all the things you hear me talk about, just the basic, simple ingredients, you know, that anybody could put into their yard. Anybody could get a couple bunnies outdoors or in the garage or somewhere, if you're willing to, and have non-stop fertilizer. A worm farm costs like $50 to put together. I paid $30 for the worms, and they keep on rocking. My yard is now, it's infested with worms. My yard's coughing worms. That, I don't know if you watched that, the monster inside me. What's that one? Where the parasites, they talk about parasites. That, yeah. One of them was called I Coughed Worms, because they had a parasite thing. Yeah. My yard is coughing worms in a good way. Red wigglers. Under every rock, you'll see worms. I see little Sirius Black the rooster sometimes running through the flock of hens with a live worm wiggling in his beak, which he immediately converts to high-grade chicken fertilizer. Yeah, so the worm permaculture thing is just key. And then on top of that, water. I finally committed to water. Jack and I came out here about 8 months ago, before we really committed, and we were looking for worms all over, even in places we thought they would be, like back in here, which is much more, everything is much more lush now. But back in the kind of understory stuff, and we found nothing, even where rotten fruit was. And one of the things was, it was bone dry. It was like beach sand, bone dry beach sand, almost everywhere we went. So that's a problem. Now I actually keep on the watering, and I don't go crazy. I just go around with a water wand for a little bit every evening, and in the places I know need it, and the plants, I just focus it right on that. And that's been paying off. Okay, yeah, so that's the story of chickens and potted plants. They're drawing the line. You know, they're basically saying to you, got to make a decision. You have to find some level of potted plant that can live with the chicken impact. Restrict the chickens. It's really interesting because Jack is wanting to keep the chickens managed and in good patterns and all that, and then my wife will come out and let them free every time. And when they see her now, they start to really get loud. Smart chickens. And by the way, I'll tell you something else about chickens. For the first time in my life, I can say, wow, I just bought 5 pounds of maggots. I bought 5 pounds of black fly larvae, which are touted for their high nutrient composition. I'm not sure that's a true statement, but I liked the idea. Hands down, everybody seemed to say, don't worry about whether your chickens will like them. They are over the moon for black fly larvae. So we're happy about that. We've already got these chickens trained pretty well, but we want to continue the training. Let's see if I can. Come here, chick, chick. Come here, chick, chick. Come here, chick, chick. See, they start coming over. Now they won't come. I failed. I failed as a chicken trainer. No, not yet. They're not even chicken teenagers yet. But once we have those black fly larvae treats for these little guys, they'll do whatever you want. Yeah, so don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like these kinds of videos. Another thing I am considering doing today is to shoot over to Lowe's and grab a Dynatrap. If you've heard of that, one of the viewers mentioned that the Dynatrap was a thing to get rid of mosquitoes. We get mosquitoes so bad always, and I try to reduce the standing water and do things like that, but we still have got mosquitoes. So the Dynatrap appeals to me because it sucks mosquitoes in and dehydrates them. You could feed them right back to the chickens. It'll also get any other bug that'll fit in there too, which I don't like. But I think I could put them back in the rabbit run where the mosquitoes seem to really like to be, or in this general area. This seems to be where they like to be. I don't see them for whatever reason. I may get one of those Dynatraps. I was looking online and they looked like they were something like $70. It's a little unit you hang and you plug it in. So I may do that. Another person said, from the YouTube, sorry, not person, Treasure Outdoors, the YouTube channel, told me that mosquito eating fish had been effective for him, which I thought was really cool. I like that idea too. It would be very easy to put a couple 5-gallon buckets full of those types of fish on the side. I know exactly the type of fish he's talking about, just to allow the mosquitoes to lay their larvae there and then feed the fish, I guess, reduce their numbers that way. But another thing is I'm going to try some new mosquito repellent. I've never had luck with the DEET, to be honest. They've had, I think, no effect on the no-see-ums. DEET, 0. And on the mosquitoes, maybe. But there's a lot biting you besides mosquitoes. But yeah, there's this new stuff. I forget the name of it. But it's a new type of chemical that they use, and apparently it's odorless. Might try that because the constant mosquito biting, which I've dealt with for decades, is, I always wonder if you can overcome it. It's not bad in the winter. In Florida, it's very nice. There's almost no bugs. It's beautiful. And it's beautiful in the summer, too. You just have to kind of come to terms with that. And if you wear longer pants and higher socks and stuff like that, you can avoid a lot of it. Okay, little chickies, now you're gonna come over? Now you're gonna come over. Oh, there it goes. There she goes. Yeah, you'll be friendly, won't you? Let me pick you up without a struggle. One-handed. Alright, well, I'll let you down. Really cool having little chickens. You can see they're not very loud. Hey guys. What you up to? Yeah, you like that? I pounded my thumb, huh? They'll peck at anything that seems different than what's next to it, it seems like. Very gentle pecking. Sirius Black, the rooster, he'll actually bite you. But it doesn't hurt. Yet. I guess when he gets bigger. But he's going off to a farm. Sirius Black, the rooster, already has a home planned out for him. Fortunately, can't keep him. But these little hens will be staying. It's funny to see that this has been a small rooster hen. If I'd known better, I would have had them taken out of the box at Tractor Supply, because you can easily determine their gender by some markings when they're little in certain breeds, and especially this one, the Barred Rock. Yeah, sure thing, Richard. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate the comment, man. Have a great day. So at this point, at 1 month into having chickens, I would recommend them highly. And just like anything, it's not a moment in time, though, having a responsibility like this. It's a long commitment, but it's only been positive for me. And for, I think, everybody just enjoys the heck out of these hens. They're like 6 little pets that we automatically have now. You know, we're gonna lose one, but we'll have 5 little pets. In the meantime, Sirius Black will have a wonderful experience in the Eat Your Backyard universe. He's a very famous chicken. But you gotta ask yourself, how long does a chicken live? Whoa. I don't like that sound. Yeah, and the answer is a chicken lives about 2.5, 3 years. The hybrid kind I have, and then the full size, maybe twice that. Yeah, put this up. I was very careful to make a lot of ventilation in this chicken coop I built. And gotta remember to open it. But they will, as the day goes on, the sun gets higher, they will actually come back around and re-enter on their own and go up in there and have food and water. Right now they're in explore mode. Got to clean out the bunny manure bins here today too. Spread that around. Decide which area of my yard gets blessed with the bunny manure. Wherever I spread it out, it just turbos everything. Everything gets thicker and better. I don't focus too much on the grass, but it's been a great grass enhancer. See, it's nice, lush, and green, with 0 chemicals, 0 weed control, 0 granular fertilizer, except for I'm going to start adding a micronutrients supplement, very light addition. It's like teaspoons here and there. But yeah, just by setting up some simple systems, we're in the money for a bountiful return. You can see the mangoes for sure. Oh, one more thing before I jump. I think I've got to get ready to go to the old volleyball game. And that is back here. Hey, chickies. Oh, they're back here. Yeah, they know where the fruit's falling. Look at this. Hopefully you can see it. These are Barbados cherries. And I need to come out and pick the highest vitamin C content of any fruit, they say. They use them to make commercial fruit. I mean, not sorry, make commercial fruit, to make commercial vitamin C pills. And you can see when they come in, they come in. And this is, look at how many. Look at them all. They taste like cherry starburst. I kid you not. Not bad. Here, I'll tell you what. You like these guys? If they would peck them, I know they would like them. There you go. Just getting a taste. Well, trying to give a few to the chicken. I'm guessing they already are well aware of this, which is why they're back here. They find all the places. This is another cherry tree, a Suriname cherry tree. Tons of cherries. They'll know where all the blooming fruit is all the time. They'll be cleaning up any they find on the ground. Oh, now you're following me, huh? They're crazy about the seeds. Oh, there you go. We're going to add that straight into the chicken knowledge database. Chickens like their Barbados cherries pre-chewed. All right. I think there may be a couple other things that are actually ripe in the yard right now. Certainly there are a lot of other things we could eat, but this is a good one to show. Plumeria. Smells exactly like the sweetest perfume you've ever smelled. Smell it from here. Amazing. Also makes great compost. They just rain down. Once they start coming in, it's, you know, never ending. That's a giant tree formed variety. The structure of it, weeping giant branches, very flexible. And you can see every branch is just bristling with blooms. Plumeria just has hundreds of varieties, hundreds of shapes of the tree, the leaves, everything. So it's a cool universe to get into, but one that you can easily go overboard, as I often caution. Blends in beautifully with these bright crotons. I never get tired of this area, this corner of my yard, as you know if you're familiar with the channel. So I may reach out and try to do a couple fun things today. Try to stop by Food Forest and do a live stream. If you're around, check it out. Again, appreciate your participation in this, and please give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of stuff. I'll be back on doing lots of YouTube shorts now because I've been enjoying that. I'd be interested in know what you think about that. Okay, thanks for watching. Eat your backyard. Oh, hey, Jack. Coming out to see the chickens? How'd I know? Have a great day, everybody.